Hello, this is Diana Papilli with day 7 of 100 days of video, and today I'm talking more about the mind chatter and the human default program. Now, yesterday I introduced the concept of an old computer that when they first came out, how if you walked across the floor and then touched it and it got a static shock, that it would restore all the default programming, so all your settings would be messed up. Well, in order to kind of just illustrate the point, our human default program and our mind chatter gets triggered by stress. So just like the computer is stressed and it restores that default program, so does any stress in our lives restore our human default program. And the mind chatter really starts going. And all of those core beliefs that you have, maybe it's one big one or maybe it's several smaller ones, start activating. So when you start talking to yourself that way and you hear that in your voice, in your head, and you're not talking to yourself that way, but the mind chatter is talking to you that way, how do you counteract it? Well, of course, I talked yesterday also about spiritual disciplines, and that's not the purpose of this video. But, so by all means, pursue various spiritual or whatever type of esoteric disciplines that will help you. But if otherwise, the first thing I want to say to you is, I want you to think about when you talk to your best friend. If you were to talk, to the Queen of England, if you were to talk to a maitre d' at a fine restaurant, would you say those horrible things to them? Would you say to your mother who's in a nursing home something horrible like what your mind chatter is saying to you? Of course not. You wouldn't do that. So if you wouldn't say something to somebody else, why are you saying it to yourself, and why are you allowing that to go on inside your head? Give yourself a break. So if you wouldn't say that to a stranger on the street, then don't say it to yourself. So how do you deal with that, and how do you cope with that? Well, there are 3 ways. First of all, and see if I can remember all 3 that I had outlined in my head. First of all, realize it depends on what you're saying, but let's say the core belief or the human default program of I'm not worthy is coming up. Well, then get yourself worthy, prepare yourself, learn, get the education, get the training, do what it is you need to do in order to become worthy. But if that's not good enough because you just feel deep in your core you're not worthy, then I want you to think of this too. The universe deemed you worthy with your appearance in it. If you can be at peace, and if the universe is at harmony and at peace with who you are, where you are, then please don't give yourself anything less. Okay? It's almost a form of arrogance to think that we know better than some higher power or the universe what we're all about and what's best for us. So realize that you're worthy by the fact that you are alive and living and breathing. If you're here, you're worthy. Okay? So counter it. Another way to deal with that is, after you come to that realization, is now counter it. When you hear the negative self-talk, best thing to do, replace it with positive self-talk. After all, okay, if you're going to listen to conversations in your head, make them the ones that you choose. If you're going to be the conversationalist with yourself, then be a good conversationalist. Don't be a ridiculous one. So replace those affirmations. Instead of saying I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or no wonder I didn't get that promotion, of course I wouldn't get it, why would I expect that kind of thing. How about you say something like this: I'm training, I'm getting better, with every day I'm getting faster and stronger, or with every day I'm learning more, I'm going to school, I'm doing what it is I need to do in order to get it done. Okay? Just remember, if you start believing that you are a mistake instead of that you made a mistake, you're doing a lot to hurt yourself. And you can sometimes hurt yourself more than anybody around you can hurt you. So that's my message for today. Remember, you are worthy, you are good enough. The universe, as a accepts you as you stand right here and right now, and you can replace any of those core beliefs and that mind chatter with positive self-talk so you can look and have a more positive outlook. Bye. See you tomorrow.